let's set up route. We can't go on like every route or endpoint we have to add it here. This is just not professional. So we're going to create another folder. We're going to call it routes, and inside this we're going to have many routes for every specific item. So for example, for the user have his own routes, so we're going to have user.js, and here we're going to call express, and it's going to be require and then express, and then we're going to create a router. So it's going to be const router, and then we're going to go to express and then call the router simply this way. Let me fix this. Const router equal express to router, and then we're going to export it model.export equal to router. So this way you can create and add it in the server and use all the routes right here. So for example, you can go right here and then go app.get, and you set up which route you want, for example /user, and then you have your function right here, which is request response, and then let's response with a message that's gonna be welcome from user home. Okay, so we're gonna go to the server, and now we're gonna import them. So we can go const, and we call it like whatever we want, const user routes, and then we're gonna require them from routes and then user. Okay, and we can go app.use, and we're gonna set up the path that we want to use, which is gonna be, let me remove this, let me do it again. So it's gonna be slash, and then we have the user routes this way. Let's see if we have a problem. We have a problem, so let's go back right here to the user. It's not gonna be app, it's gonna be a router. I'm sorry, I do be stupid sometimes, don't worry, I'm not always like that. So now we can go to Postman and test again, which is gonna be, I've done this before, so it's gonna be /user. Let's go back here, as we're gonna see /user gets. So we're gonna go to the Postman, and then we're gonna send, and as you see, welcome from user home. You can also set up a prefix, so we can go like back to the server, and then we have a prefix which is going to be API, for example, and then if we went back again and send request, it's not going to be found. 404, that means not found, because we add a prefix which is going to be API. Okay, you can use a prefix or do not use it, wherever you want. So most people, like when you use it this way, they add like user here, so that means that all the users, all the route user right here, and then they just add, like for example in route add or whatever. But this way is not the best. I prefer another way, because we can have like many folders. So there's a better way, and my way is using the read sync system file. So we're gonna import this and then explain what it does. So it's gonna be read sync, and then we're gonna require that from the file system. And read sync, what it does, it just reads inside, what's inside the directory. So we can go like this, and we can, for example, just go slash and then routes, and then it reads inside, whatever inside this route, which is going to be this file user.js. So we can console look at this, so actually say it. All right, we can console to open the terminal, and we're going to see which returns an array which has user.js. If we have like another file which calls, for example, post.js, is going to return it in the array. So, and you can use this, so we can use this to go and map through the array. So we can map through the whole array. We're going to return our route, and we're going to just simply app.use, and we're going to decide our prefix right here, and here we can go just require, and it's going to be /routes, and here we can just add the path that we get dynamically using read sync. So right here I can just go plus and then r, and it's going to be the route. So what it does exactly, so for example, let's say that we have two files, user.js and post.js. So the array that's going to return from read sync is going to be included the two files. So we're going to map through that, and then it returns this, which is going to be app.use, and we define the prefix the same way we does right here, and then we're going to define where we get the route, which is going to be the same, require, and then we go to the route, and then we're going to go by the name, which is in the first one is going to be user.js, and the second one is going to be post.js. So that's, sorry, it saves us a lot of time, and it do it dynamically for us. So we can just remove this right here, and now we have it really working fine for us. So we can go now back to the Postman, and we're going to test this. This is not API, we have only /user, and then we're going to test it, send it, and you get welcome from you. So now if you add like any other route, you don't really need, you know, to go back to the server and add it again. So this way is better and it's dynamic, so I prefer this way. So the other thing that we're gonna do right now, we can also add another you know, extraordinary thing, which is going to be add another folder, controllers, and inside this we're going to have our, you know, controllers for every single elements. For example, for the user.js, and we can just simply what inside this one, and we're going to take this right here and then go right here and have the function right here. For example, let's call it home, which is a function that's called home, and then it's equals the request response, and then it does everything for us. We export it this way. So now we can go back to the user route, and instead of writing the function right here, we can just, you know, call the function right here, home, for example, and it coming from the controllers. And now we're gonna get all the functions from the controllers, because the functions be sometimes a little bit, you know, too much code. We wanna, you know, have another folder for them. So now we can, let's see if we have a problem. Everything is all right. Now we can go back and then send again, and as you see, everything still works fine. I wanted to do it this way because it's the most professional way and the most, you know, used, you know, by all good programmers. So this was for the routes. Everything now is set up for the routes and the controller. Now let's see what